Alright, so I had decided, I'm not sure I mentioned it or not, but I decided to put it in a glove box. First I took this vent out of here, and it got some ducking. It goes across, all the way across here. Just got my little sawzall and kind of just cut it out. I did a little slit there, just make it easy to bend. Got it out, real easy. So it opens up a whole bunch of space here. You do got a little vent here. I'm not too worried about it, but I already mocked it up and it fits really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick it there. I've already got some holes started. I've already drilled out, and that's where I'm pretty much gonna bolt it up at. I am using the seat plate and all, and it's gonna, just bolt it in place. And I think it'd be perfect. I like this idea a lot better than having to put it underneath the seat. At least I have better access to it. Here in the glove box, I also removed the cover as well to the glove box. I mean, I never used it, so I removed that to make more clearance, because it will hit the ECU if you decide to close it with the cover still on. So got that taken off. Now I can throw it in, bolt it in place, and pretty much be done with the mounting of the ECU. Alright, so got the power wire to the ECU, got ran out, took the ground wire out. I'm going to put the ground wire right here where the stock location is, only because these lines here, these wires here, are the ground for the trans controller. They need to be basically together, same point of ground. So I'm going to put the ECU ground right there. I got the rest of the wiring rolled back, and you can see got it here, got extra left, and I'm just gonna put it on, this post here as a connection. So that's the simple part. Next, well, I'll probably call it night, but next we'll work on the ECU wiring. We'll get that ran. I got the old boot here still in fairly decent shape. I might put cut it so I put the wiring through. We'll reuse that, and I think once we get that put in, everything else should be pretty easy to do. We got a new map sensor we're going to be using, because we're not using the onboard sensor because it's a 1 bar. We got a 3 bar there. We got these sensors to put in. Yeah, not too bad. Alright guys, so got a little work done here. Got the coolant sensor in, air temp sensor in, just to use a little bit of the liquid thread locker. Good stuff. Next I'm going to work on the regulator. I'm going to have a little fuel come out. She's a little warm, just building a little pressure up, not much. About 9 to 10 pounds, it ain't much. We'll loosen that up. Got a little rag here to catch any fuel that comes out. And got the wiring through the hole here. I haven't put the grommet on yet. Just gonna see how much I need to have out and what I need to have in. So we'll probably do that last once we get everything in place. But so far it's been pretty good. I know last night I was working on it. It was kind of dark. See, I got the wiring. Got a mess really. So you can see there's the ECU. Got the ECU tucked up in there. I got the power wire. I already got run to the back. I did snip the negative wire because we're going to put the negative wire right here by the kick panel. Pretty much stock location because I got the trans controller over here as well, but that needs to be like as close as possible. So we're gonna run off the same screw and everything, or bolt we want to call it. So yeah, guys, we're gonna get the fuel pressure sensor done, and I'll probably do the oil next. At least get these sensors knocked out of the way. TPS is going to require some cutting and splicing together, which would be really easy to do. We'll do that. We'll get these sensors all taken care of. Then we'll work on the wiring part here, see what we need, what will go where, and we're going to tuck the rest as much as we can up into the car. Alright guys, so made some progress. Got fuel sensor in, oil sensor in, and I got pretty much all the wiring in. You can see I got to pull a little bit more for the hole here. But got pretty much everything connected. Stuck the 3-bar map. It's pretty much the same one that came with the micro. I just got one of those from EFI Source. It's a GM 3-bar map because the harness comes with the connector. Got the injector harness in on both sides. It is labeled for each cylinder, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got that in. Ran this is the fuel sensor line here, and this line here goes to the wideband. Got that there. Now I can run my idle air control again. Got a wire for that. What else? The distributor. Got that ran. Kind of got going up underneath here, up underneath the intake, and over in the back side there. This wire here, I believe, goes to the coil. We just got to run a wire to trigger the coil. Oh, and we still got to do a TPS sensor. So it's got the GM style connector on it here, and it's not going to work with the Ford style. The kit is supposed to include a other end so you can splice into the TPS sensor wiring here, but I have not found that at all in this kit. So I don't know if it didn't come with it or it fell, or who knows. But it might be something I have to just plug on Amazon. I'm sure I can find one. Should be able to find one of these pretty easy on Amazon or something. Maybe at O'Reilly's, maybe. Let me check down there and see if they have the other end I can use to splice into this. But other than that, made pretty good progress on it. Got some wiring here I got to. One of these is, I believe, one's fuel, one's for points output. So I don't think I used the white wire. I think white wire is if you're using like a MSD box or something along the line of that, but we're not using that. The red wire we will need to tap in. I'll probably tap into the main power wire, which I got run back here. It's a heavy duty wire, so I'm pretty sure I can tap into that, put a quick connect on it, instead of having to run it all the way back here for another spot to connect to the battery. Oh, the next we can work on the inside here, get this all situated. We got a few wires here. I'll say black's probably gonna be the ground wire. Green, not sure. Green is 12 volt fuel pump and 12 volt switch. So we gotta find a 12 volt switch for this. This will need to be connected when the key is on during cranking. So if you lose power during cranking, your car is not going to start. Got a bunch of relays here and all, but I'm making pretty good progress. Kind of just taking my time with it. All right, so progress report. I'm not sure exactly where I left off at, but do have all the sensors, wiring's all in. TFI harness. You do have a little wire here. It's a trigger wire. I ran mine all the way up under, kind of hit it a little bit, but it needs to go to the coil. And for the positive side of the coil, I ran a relay. Got everything all wired up here. Trigger wire. I'll show you where I got that going at. You can use your low coolant reservoir for your antifreeze. You can do that, or I'm gonna show you how I did mine, because I deleted my plug, I guess, a long time ago. I can't find it after looking through all my wire tuck. Was about to dig around, see which wire it is, but I'll show you how I got that done. So I got a relay for the coil. So I got the trigger wire. This is my green wire here. It's my trigger wire. It's going inside the car here. So got a fuse tap here. It's gonna go into port number 18. Yours may look a little different than mine. I think 90s and up is turned. So you'll tap into port number 18. So I have, like I said, that relay going to this. I also have the trigger for the ECU tapped into this as well. It's not pulling any current. All it is just, you know, flicking on a relay. That's all it's doing. So it's not pulling any juice. So got that in. You have to pick one of these up. I got this at O'Reilly's, like 10 bucks, I think. That's what I spent. Or you can pick up on Amazon. But I got that. Got a bunch of wiring. Not a whole lot left to do. Still got to do the trans cooler, well, not trans cooler, but the trans controller. Still need to wire that up, but that's going to be all wired in the ins and outs on the ECU harness. I just want to figure out which wire I want to use what. But we will need to go into software to configure it. What else? Oh, I need to pull the cluster out still. We're putting in a Holley digital dash in. So we need to rip that out still. But everything's looking good so far. I'm not sure I mentioned it or not. I need to find me a plug for the TPS. My kid didn't come with one to splice into the stock TPS sensor, so yeah, so I can find that on Amazon, or I get hold of Holley, see if I can get one of those guys. What else? Oh, I got the fuel line, the wiring for the fuel filter, or a fuel filter for the fuel pump. I got one ran so far. Green wire. In the instructions, it does say to splice it into So for your fuel pump, in the instructions it says to run it to the relay that's underneath the seat. Depends on the year the car is. Mine's underneath the seat. Splice into that, but I'm not going to be doing it because I'm running relays in the back for my fuel pumps. So I went ahead and just ran my wire straight back to my relays here. Well, 2 for right now, because third relay pump doesn't come on until a certain boost level, which I'm gonna have set in the ECU. So I just, it's a screen wire here. Took off their labeling. It says 12 volt fuel pump. So just got doing just trigger and relay. And I have another wire up here, like I said, for the third fuel pump. It's going to be triggered on at a certain boost level. So we're not running on 3 fuel pumps at the same time, or all the times. What else? Oh, also tap the fuel, battery fuel into this, you know, the main harness here. I don't see no harm in that. But yeah, now it's just getting everything situated and cleaned up. Oh yeah, the white wire that's actually, you'll see it, that's under the hood, the red and white. There's white wire here. We're gonna tape that off because it's not being used with the TFI setup. Got everything grounded here. That's where we got my ground. Got it sanded down to bare metal. Got a nice solid screw in it. Used to be a relay here. What else? I think that's it so far. Now I'm pretty much just clean up the wiring, get it all in place, and getting close for the first fire. All right, guys. So just a little recap of everything's going on with the car, with the Terminator X install and everything. We are just about done with wiring. I should say we're done with wiring. We're pretty much cleaning up now. Kind of want to touch base on the ins and outs for, you know, like 2-step fans, stuff like that. So on the Terminator X, you get 4 outs and 4 ins. So you can see I got a little amount of wiring here. So on the book here, which this guy here, the main manual here, kind of gives you an idea of, or tell you the ins and outs, colors, you know, pin and ECU pin number and all that, and default assigned. You don't have to follow these. You can actually change this all in the tuning software to do where you want to with it, but this is all default they have set into the program. And you kind of see where I got things at. So for example, on my outputs, I got my fan and my third fuel pump on the outputs. And 2-step, I have it on the input 1, which it says AC, but we'll have to go in the software and fix that. We'll make the changes there. So I still have 2 outputs left and 3 inputs left after wiring everything up. So it's pretty cool. Glad I got more inputs and outputs than I did on the micro. I was pinned all the way out. I actually had to use the fiddle wire, which is assigned to the auto air control. I had to pretty much delete my auto air control so I can use it for, I think it's for 2-step or something. I don't remember what I had it assigned to, or it might have been my third fuel pump. But I was pinned all the way out. I couldn't do any more with it. But with this, I still have room to add stuff in. I'm thinking of putting a sensor on the coolant side. I think we talked about this earlier. Think about putting a sensor right here. The monitor, you know, coolant pressure, kind of give you an idea of, you know, you're getting, you know, a head gasket issue, or it could be an intake issue. give you that warning before something actually happens. I could put like some safety settings into the in the program or the tune, so if something, say, you know, coolant pressure just jumps up, which automatically just start killing power. So I think I'm doing that. I have to wire that up. Shouldn't be too hard to do. Like I said, we just get another one of these, one of those sensors, like 30 bucks, and we'll put one in. What else? Wiring is done. Like I said, I did the coil, put a relay in so we can run a hot wire to the coil. The negative wire here actually runs all the way to the Dizzy or the TFI here. You can see the wire comes off the distributor here. So I got that tucked down, sort of zip tied in out of the way, and got going there. What's going on, guys? Alright, so we're back at it again with the car. I made a video a couple days ago, but for some reason they didn't pick up the audio. I have a external mic plugged in now. It's kind of something I had laying around, and I think the audio is a lot better than what's on the GoPro. So car's not all the way on the ground. Still got the front end up. Got the rear end down. Playing with the tune a little bit here. As you can see, I got everything back in place. So been playing with it a little bit, and I'll run a little hiccups here and there, but mostly my end. You know, pretty much learning it. There's some things that aren't the same that is on in Tuner Studio for the micro. So yeah, kind of getting that figured out. I have to give a shout out to Frank for for helping me out. The issues I'm having, but we got it worked out, and the car runs great, fires right up. This engine's never ran this well on the micro. I can say that right now. It just idles so damn good. So we'll get to show you that here in a second. Let's get into the car. Oh, all right. So if you've seen, I might show us on earlier of the video. Got the new Holley dash in here. Got the Holley software opened up for the Terminator X. So I got all my input in. Let's start over. So first off, I start with one of Holley supply tunes they had. It was for a 351. Had a supercharger on it, 3-bar map. Was running FID 1650 injectors, which is a lot bigger than what I have now. And that's about it. What I did change is obviously the injectors, but only injector data I had was the 60-pound Decas. I'm running 80 pounds, so I selected anyway. Because the reason why I select the 60-pound Siemens Decas, because they have the same injector off times as the 80s, so that's why I'm using that. I just went in and input the 80-pound flow rate. The rated rate is 43, and I'm running 50 pounds or 50 psi off the regulator. So put that in. You can see I got keyed in 358. It's the size of the engine I have. Speed density. Another issue I was having too. I had it on I think table. I think VE table. Yeah, VE based. For some reason it was on that. Had to switch it back over to speed density. And the part that stumped me the most was the fuel type. So it gives you an option for gasoline or E85. So it does some things in the background that I didn't it didn't click to me because on the micro there was no option like this. You run gas, you can run E85 and use the same algorithm to tune it. But so on E85 you have to run the algorithm they have set up in here, which is different from gasoline. So I was running that issue. I was still tuning as it was on AFR rate, as Stoic is 14.7, but really on E85 Stoic is what, 8 to 9, something like that. So really I was leaning the hell out. So talk with Frank about it. He's like, yeah, your AFR table's off. It's just the way how Holley processes it. So got that figured out. See, got base fuel table here. It's built for 3-bar map. Fuel graph. Got your learning table. We'll get back to that. Target AFR. This is what I was talking about. You notice this is a lot different from your run pump gas. So it's going to show a lot smaller, numbers than it will show on a gas engine. Say, your idle will be like 14.7, 14.8, and so on. And up in boost, you'd be doing 11.5, 11.0. It depends how safe you want it. But E85 is, well, if you select the E85 option, you have to run it, these parameters to make it work. If you put on gasoline, then yeah, I can get away with, running the gasoline type algorithm. But this was my biggest issue. I didn't click in my head. I was like, was wondering what's going on. I put on closed loop. It just was not happy. I downlogged it, and you can see it. The closed loop conversation. It was just dumping fuel, and I was like, I was stumped, like, what's going on here? So when I put on open loop, it was fine, but it was still lean, but it wasn't dumping fuel at it, as you can see what I mean. But spark table, I had to touch spark table. I'm gonna pull some timing out. It's kind of aggressive, 15, 16 pounds here is doing about 21, almost 22 degrees of timing. So I might pull a little bit out for right now, just get tuned, and once we get everything dialed in pretty well, we'll throw some more timing at it. Give it a start. Alright, let me find my keys here. Granted, I did already start the car, so it's already warm. Learning in the background. I'm not going to make these changes because I want to see what it does when I put it in drive. It's going to change even more. Alright guys, so I'm gonna wrap up this video here. Hopefully it ain't too long, but kind of give you a little sneak peek of everything, of kind of what it is on the tuning process here. So far I love the Holley. Engine is such a lot more responsive on it. Idle's nice. Can use my idle air control again. Works like a dream. But guys, I'm gonna wrap up this video here. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you have any comments, leave a comment below. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and until next time, I'll see y'all later.